Hey guys, welcome back to another Saturday video. And in my Saturday videos, I answer your guys' questions. First off, we have Illuminati's question, and he was asking who do I think the threat to Alexandria is going to be in Season 6, Episode 7 of The Walking Dead. This episode's titled Heads Up, so it seems to me like it's trying to hint that it would be Negan, but I don't think that's it. Now, a lot of people do think it's the Saviors, but honestly, it doesn't seem like it's going to be an episode that's going to have much of a threat. Maybe at the end of this episode there's going to be a threat, but now that I've seen more previews and stuff, I'm beginning to think this episode's going to be another slower, perhaps talky episode. However, I think the end will be rushed and there will be stuff happening. Right now, I think their biggest threat is just the walkers around the place, and then the turmoil inside of Alexandria. So what I think personally is the biggest problem is just the walkers. Now, in the comics around this time, the walkers were breaking into the wall, but in my review video, I thought that the wall was cracking. However, I see this video here from a sneak preview of this episode, and that wasn't a crack, that was blood running down the wall. If you'll see right here. Yeah, so that's a bullet hole, and that tells us that it's going to be a human threat, I think. So I'm not sure what that's going to tell us. Is that just like alluding to something that's going to happen or has happened, or what? Is that going to cause a crack in the wall? I don't know, but I thought that was a crack and that would tell us that the walkers would break in and it would be like in the comics, but now I'm starting to question myself there. Other facts are, like in this trailer, we get to see a little bit of the episode, so let's see here. Okay, so we see Rick tracking around the place. He looks a little angry. Now, that right there, perhaps, do you remember the wolf that Morgan captured? Yeah, I think maybe he'll be a problem. Maybe he's going to escape. Because it seems like Rick's angry at Morgan here and talking to Morgan. And this dark form here, that's Morgan's shoulder. So Rick is talking to him and he's like questioning Morgan's anti-kill policy. Only 2 episodes left. Okay, Rick's taking out his gun, so is he going to have to, like, square down with someone in this? Is he going to have a fight with Morgan or something? That would be interesting. Here's Carol looking in a horrified fashion. Let's get a close-up here. Yeah, she looks like she's really scared, so what's going on? Could that be the wall tearing in? Could that be people breaking in? It's hard to tell. This episode doesn't really show you much. However, it seems like they want you to think that it's a walker problem as well as make you think it's a savior problem, so I can't tell. Come on, go! Rick yelling an emergency. That was Maggie yelling, and then we've got a walker here. Crawler, more like. Someone with a machete. Rick rushing to the wall. And then they showed walkers at the wall. Now, from what I see so far, this is going to be a walker problem. So my guess here is this is going to be a walker problem episode, and it's not going to be the Saviors, because really they shouldn't show up until at least Season 7, if they're trying to stay somewhat accurate to the comics. And then here's the episode description, as well as its main picture, and the episode's name is Heads Up, of course, but it's got a walker for the main picture. Is that another thing trying to mess with us? I can't tell. I honestly don't know. Ooh, it's all tough calls. And what we see here is it says, Alexandria is finally able to begin pulling itself back together. Peace is embraced between the 2 groups. What 2 groups? I guess Alexandrians and Rick's people? Yeah. So that's why I think this is going to be one of those more sedentary episodes and not such a action-packed one. And then the next one's going to be big. But also, I don't think we're going to see Glenn in this episode. A lot of people are like, Glenn's going to be in this episode. No, I don't think so. So I will go over all these previews a little more in another video, but right now I'm just going to tell you guys my prediction is walkers. Okay, and now another question was from Jason6105. Jason6105, and his question was, who are my favorite characters and least favorite characters, and why? Which, I think that question is kind of funny. It reminds me of Rick's question, how many people have you killed, how many walkers have you killed, how many people, and why? Just like 3 questions right off there. That's pretty cool. And my list would start off with Rick. Rick, because he's the main leader. He's gotten really good at leading at this point. It's really cool to see him. And he's just willing to do the most vicious things to fight. It's amazing. I think he's awesome in so many ways. He's rugged and tough, and his appearance is, by now, he always looks menacing, and I like that. So Rick is my favorite because he's tough and rugged. And then Carol would be my second favorite because she's got a lot of depth to her character. She can be a good, innocent person, but then also a sly sort of wickedness to her as well. That's amazing. And she's always helping out people. She's, like with Terminus, that proved that she's just a great character. And then Season 6, Episode 2, if you haven't seen that one, I did a review. You could watch the episode, anything you want. And I think that is a great one. Now we're getting to my least favorite 3. Starting off would be Morgan. Morgan because he risks people's lives with his new, weird idea of everyone's life matters. So by doing that, he risked Rick's life by those guys who broke into the RV and tried to kill Rick. Those were people that Morgan let go. That right there was enough. But he also is keeping that other wolf inside of his place. Just in some house tied up, and that guy's willing to kill no matter what. So that is just disgusting to me. And then my second least favorite... Oh, you know what? I don't think I got to Daryl, did I? Alright, well, my top 3 favorite... Sorry for moving on like that. My top 3 favorite are Rick, Carol, and Daryl. Daryl because he's Rick's wingman. It's like he's always there to help Rick. It's cool. They've got a cool chemistry of friends going on there. And though now he's become less, I still feel like he's got cool elements to him. Okay. Now Dale is my second least favorite. And that's because he's like a Morgan. He was like Morgan a lot. And his character just was there. He didn't really have anything important to him. Honestly, I think that he was just a nothing character, and by the time he died, it wasn't all that hurtful to me. I mean, it was just like, oh well. It's too bad his character wasn't like in the comics, but yet then again, I'm glad he's gone. And then my least favorite was Morgan. My second least favorite was Dale. So my third least favorite is Daryl. So he's on my favorite list and my least favorite. And I'll explain why. It's because it's like he's got 2 sides to him. One side is Rick's wingman and he's all cool and stuff, but then he's also got this character that's weird about him. Like if you remember in the episodes where he was hanging out with Beth, he seemed weird and perverted and gross. And just an overall jerk in that episode. So that's why Daryl gets gets to be in the least favorite list and my favorite list. And also, he never showers. That's just... Because he won't shower, that also is another thing to add to the reason why he is one of my least favorites. Well, that's my list. Why don't you guys leave your list down below? I know Jason's list, and I'd like to say thank you to all of the people who left comments and questions, and make sure to leave more for the next video next Saturday. If you've already left a comment for like this week, it's okay if you do it from now on. I like every week to have something to say. If you guys didn't leave comments, then I wouldn't have anything to say and this video wouldn't exist. Okay, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.